Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the Daily Market Insight for Wednesday, the 4th of August. All right, now just having a look at the markets. Now, not a lot happening. Non-farm payrolls Friday and a few other bits of data coming out Thursday, Friday, really holding back the momentum and the general move on the US dollar. But we are starting to see, once again, the fundamentals come into play. Now, there's three central banks who are, in my view, active, and that's the Fed, the Bank of Canada, and the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. Now, with that comes opportunities, right? Especially around the data, because they're speaking about forward guidance, well, they have done, it now makes their economic data relevant for what they're talking about. So today we've seen and this doesn't come out that often quarterly, the unemployment figures, right? Massive, huge improvement in the overall employment numbers here. So, what we've seen is a massive spike up through in the Kiwi. I mean, go figure. It's like, well, where's the action? The fundamentals will guide you as into what pairs you should be looking at. Now, let's just have a quick look at the technicals before I come back and have a look at a few other things. So as you can see, that there's a bit of a move towards the safe havens as well. I'll cover that in a sec, but the dollar index is drifting sideways. Once again, Euro's tested that trend line again, but it's not really going down. It's not going up. So like the dollar index, it's trading sideways, as is sterling just at the moment. The Aussie, likewise, a little bit of a boost, right? No major negative news out of the RBA. So it's sort of just cruising sideways through that trend line. Here's the Kiwi shooting up, and dollar CAD not really doing too much at the moment, contained in that range. Now, safe haven trade, right? There's talk about a bit of uncertainty around global growth, blah, blah, blah. All these things get rehashed, retagged, and renamed, and then they wash them out again. But there's just with a few things going on, the Swiss and the yen are rallying at the moment, right? Both of these two pairs. Now, it's against the overall move in the dollar. So this is where you can isolate and go, well, okay, what's moving down? Swiss and yen. Well, this is the safe haven trade, or safe haven pairs in play. I'll come back and show you some of these in a minute. But outside of that, you've got to, once again, like the Kiwi here, right, where it's spiked higher on the strong numbers, we do have a bit of activity today fundamentally. Right? If I just scroll down here, you'll see there's a range of PMI data coming out of Europe, Germany and Europe. Keep an eye on that, because that could give us a bit of a precursor. The market is hungry for some sort of momentum, and this is where it will come from. So it may give us some insight into where Euro goes from here. At the moment, we need this data to be variant or variable to give Euro some sort of direction, right? That's very important. Now, just on the close of that US North American session, equity markets slightly up, right? In the Asian session, those US equity futures are down. And look at the movements here across the majors, very, very small moves, right? So don't think you're missing anything just at the moment. Now, what was I going to show you? There was, well, I guess the news. If you look at the news, there's not a hell of a lot going on, right? Dollar pressured ahead of jobs data, Kiwi loops as rate hikes loom. Now, one strong unemployment figure doesn't create a rate hike. But you can see the traders are starved for, it's like you starved for oxygen. We need momentum. We need this data to give us opportunities. And that's what the traders are craving. And so are the news services. They are looking for a story to get some interest in the market. And I mean, Kiwi Lips is rate hikes loom. I mean, that's not happening anytime soon. So we'll just see how that plays out. But don't forget, keep an eye on the Euro. It's a long week. There's plenty to play for. Once you get through, Wednesday's trading, we're now into the Bank of England, the US jobless claims, and then we're going to be leading into the US non-farm payroll. So Wednesday onwards, it gets really busy. But for my liking, if I just come back to that, the main thing you want to be looking at is Euro, because that's where the data is coming out. All right, now just on this page too. Sorry, this is what I lost my train of thought. Just you can have a look at the safe havens here, right? So you can see generally if there is a uniform move on the safe havens. Okay, this is why it's good to set up a page like this where you've got equities, say equity futures, majors, bonds, commodities, and then risk on, risk off pairs and safe havens, because it tells you different things about what's happening. And if there's not much happening, it allows you to isolate, to read the market and be able to analyze the market a little bit clearer. Right, so today, Euro's the focus, Euro crosses. I mean, it's too late to look at the Kiwi and the Kiwi crosses now. That you should have done that before the data. Now we have to sort of sit back and wait for the next move. All right, guys, have a good trade day. Cheerio.